There is something strange about your life, something you don't notice most of the time. You wake up, you live your day, you deal with your problems, and you think everything is normal. But there is a hidden layer of your life that you never see. Somewhere, in someone's mind, you are still remembered in a way you cannot imagine. Not as a perfect person, not as someone who never failed, but as someone who tried. And that alone made you unforgettable in their eyes. You might think people forget you easily, that your presence doesn't matter, that once you leave someone's life, you disappear from their thoughts completely. But that is not how human emotions actually work. Because while you move on with your life, some people stay stuck with memories of you, not in a toxic way, not in a dramatic way, but in a quiet, emotional way. There is a version of you that still lives inside someone's memory, a version of you that they never updated, and in that version, you are still someone they are quietly proud of. You never hear it, you never see it, but it exists. We always believe that people only remember our mistakes, the things we said wrong, the moments we failed, the times we looked weak, the times we didn't succeed. But the truth is, humans don't only remember pain, they also remember effort. They remember struggle. They remember consistency. They remember the version of you that kept trying, even when things were not working. Think about your own life for a moment. Have you ever remembered someone not because they were perfect, but because they never gave up? That is exactly how someone remembers you, too. There was a time when you tried something seriously. Maybe you were not the best. Maybe you failed multiple times. Maybe nobody believed in you. But you still continued. You still showed up. You still tried. And someone saw that. Even if they never told you, they saw it. And that image of you never left their mind. You know that feeling when you work hard on something, but nobody claps? When you improve slowly, but nobody notices? When you go through emotional pressure, but nobody asks if you are okay? In those moments, you start believing you are invisible. You start questioning your worth. You start thinking maybe you don't matter as much as you thought. But here is something you need to understand deeply. Human attention is limited, but human memory is emotional. People don't always react in real time. Some people only understand your value after distance, after silence, after time passes. And that is when they realize what they saw in you, somewhere in your life. There's a person who is silently proud of you. Maybe it's someone close to you. Maybe it's someone you stopped talking to. Maybe it's someone you think doesn't care anymore. But the truth is, distance does not always mean disappearance. Sometimes distance just means silence. And silence does not mean absence of emotion. Think about the small things people do. Someone still checks your profile sometimes. Someone still asks about you indirectly. Someone still reacts when your name comes up. Someone still remembers old conversations. Someone still remembers your struggles more than your success. Why does this happen? Because psychology says something very simple. People don't always express pride directly. Some people feel emotions deeply, but they were never taught how to express them. So instead of saying, "I'm proud of you," they stay silent. Instead of expressing appreciation, they just carry it internally. And over time, that silent emotion becomes permanent memory. That memory becomes a feeling. And that feeling becomes something they associate with you. You might think people move on easily, but not everyone moves on emotionally. Some people move on physically, but not mentally. They continue their life, but a part of their mind still visits old memories. And in those memories, you are still there. Not as a failure, not as a mistake, but as someone who tried. That is why sometimes you find it strange. Well, why certain people still look at your old pictures, and why they don't completely cut you off emotionally, why they still react when something reminds them of you, why they still show curiosity about your life. It's not always love, it's not always attachment. Sometimes it is respect. Sometimes it is quiet pride, because they witnessed your journey, they saw your struggle, they saw your effort. And even if life separated you, they never erased what they felt. But here comes something deeper. The person who is most proud of you might also be the person who never speaks to you anymore, not because they stopped caring, but because life created distance. Time changed things. Ego built walls. Situations became complicated. And now, all they are left with is silence. And in that silence, your memory becomes stronger. Imagine this for a moment. It is late at night. Everything is quiet. Someone is sitting alone with their thoughts. They are scrolling through life, not looking for anything, just thinking. And suddenly, your name appears in their mind. No trigger, no reason, just memory. And in that moment, they pause. They remember how you started. They remember how confused you were. They remember how many times you failed. They remember how many times you stood up again. And now they see who you have become. Even if they are not in your life anymore, they still feel something. A quiet smile appears on their face, not loud, not dramatic, just a small emotional moment. And in their mind, they say something they will never say out loud. Look at them. They made it. No message is sent. No call is made. No words are spoken. Just a silent moment of pride that you will never hear. And maybe that is the most emotional truth of life. Not everyone who cares about you will tell you. Not everyone who's proud of you will express it. Not everyone who remembers you will stay. But their emotions still exist, quietly, silently, somewhere. And this raises a question you should think about deeply. How many people in your life are silently rooting for you right now? How many people see your progress, but never say anything? How many people are proud of you, but you think you are alone? Maybe loneliness is not what you think it is. Maybe you're not as unseen as you believe. Maybe there are more silent supporters in your life than visible ones. And maybe that is enough. Because your journey was never meant to be validated by everyone. Some people will clap, some people will stay silent, and some people will feel proud without ever telling you. So what does this mean for you? It means your effort is not wasted. Even if nobody reacts, it means your growth is not invisible. Even if nobody comments, it means your journey is being witnessed. Even if nobody speaks about it, you don't need constant validation to have value. You don't need loud support to have meaning. Some recognition is silent, but still real. And maybe one day, when life slows down, you will understand something very deep, that the people who never said, "I am proud of you," were proud of you all along, just quietly from a distance. And if this ever touches your heart, then just keep going, even when nobody claps, even when nobody notices, even when nobody says anything. Because somewhere, in someone's memory, you are already someone they are proud of.